Imagine, if you will, a time when the concept of governance was as young as the civilizations that bore it. It's a journey that spirals back through the centuries to the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia. Here, the first seeds of governance were sown with the establishment of city-states, each with its own ruler. The baton of governance passed next to ancient Greece, where the concept of democracy was born. The Greeks pioneered a system where citizens had a say in the decision-making process, a notion that was groundbreaking for its time. The birth of democracy in Athens paved the way for other forms of governance, including oligarchy and tyranny. From Greece, we journey to ancient Rome, a civilization that added its own unique threads to the fabric of governance. Rome gifted us the Republic, a form of governance where power rested with the citizens who elected their representatives. The Middle Ages brought feudalism, a hierarchical system where the king granted land to his loyal nobles in return for military service. As we move into the Renaissance and Enlightenment eras, we see the rise of nation-states and the emergence of the social contract theory. This theory, proposed by philosophers like Thomas Hobbes and John Locke, suggested that people willingly surrendered some of their freedoms to a governing authority. The Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes in governance, with the rise of capitalism. The 20th century saw the emergence of different political ideologies, such as communism, fascism, and democracy. Fast forward to the present day, where governance has expanded beyond the realm of government to include corporations, international organizations, and even the internet. In summary, the concept of governance, born in ancient civilizations, has evolved dramatically over the centuries. From the city-states of Mesopotamia to the complex structures of today, governance has been shaped by various political, social, and cultural factors. Governance, as we have seen, is not a one-size-fits-all concept. Its forms are as diverse as the societies and institutions it serves. Let's delve into some of the most common types. 1. This involves how companies are directed and controlled. It ensures accountability, transparency, and ethical behavior within corporations, thereby protecting the interests of stakeholders. 1. This is all about the management and decision-making processes within public institutions, including government bodies. It's the machinery that keeps our societies functioning smoothly. 1. On a larger scale, we have global governance. This form involves coordination and cooperation on an international scale to address global challenges. It often involves intergovernmental organizations working together to tackle issues that transcend national borders. 1. This pertains to the oversight and management of nonprofit organizations. The focus here is on mission fulfillment and responsible stewardship of resources. 1. This emphasizes the principles of democracy, with decisions made through representative processes, citizen participation, and the protection of individual rights. 1. This is characterized by centralized authority and limited political pluralism. Here, power is concentrated in a single leader or a small group. 1. This involves the administration and decision-making at the local level, such as municipalities or regional authorities. It's governance at a grassroots level, often closest to the people. 1. With the rise of the digital age, we now have digital governance. This addresses the management of information and technologies in the public and private sectors, ensuring their effective and ethical use. These types of governance may overlap, and the specific form of governance depends on the nature of the institution or system being considered. Voiceover. While governance systems have evolved and adapted over time, they are not without their criticisms. Let's delve into some of the common criticisms often leveled against various forms of governance. Firstly, the lack of transparency in decision-making processes can lead to suspicions of corruption or favoritism. This can undermine trust in institutions and erode their legitimacy. Secondly, some forms of governance can perpetuate or exacerbate social, economic, or political inequalities. Unequal distribution of power and resources can lead to disenfranchisement and social unrest. Thirdly, bureaucratic inefficiencies and red tape can hinder responsiveness and effective policy implementation. This can result in the slow delivery of public services and the erosion of public trust. Fourthly, allegations of corruption can significantly erode public trust and integrity. Corruption can drain resources, undermine development, and discourage foreign investment. Fifthly, weak mechanisms for accountability can allow misconduct to go unchecked. When those in power are not held accountable for their actions, it can lead to a culture of impunity and lawlessness. Sixthly, the exclusion of marginalized or underrepresented populations can lead to the neglect of their needs and concerns. This lack of inclusion can result in policies that do not reflect the diversity of the community. Seventhly, decisions that focus on short-term gains can face criticism for lacking foresight. This can lead to unsustainable practices and policies that do not consider long-term impacts. Lastly, overly centralized or authoritarian governance can suppress individual rights and freedoms. This can lead to the stifling of dissent, the erosion of civil liberties, and an increase in human rights abuses. Critiques of governance can vary widely and are often context-dependent. Constructive criticism aims to identify areas for improvement and enhance the effectiveness and fairness of governance systems.